Hey, empowered badass breeders. I'm hearing from you. I hear you. I see you. And we are struggling with what is being called entitled buyers. So here's my take. Let's try to put this into perspective. We have been flooded by, because of COVID, so many people started breeding and undercutting the market and diminishing the hard work that we do and all the money and the time we put into it. And then for a big chunk of them, they're not honest people, and they're telling buyers things that aren't true. They're telling buyers puppies are potty trained at 8 weeks old. They're telling buyers puppies are kennel trained. They're telling buyers they're trained already. They're demanding puppies be spayed and neutered because maybe someone promised them that or something. So I try to, it's my empathetic, sensitive side, I know. I try to kind of step back and see it from the buyer's point of view when they're being inundated with a lot of information, people trying to scam them right now in the market. They're coming to us. This is how I have to keep it straight in my mind so I don't get upset, honestly. They're coming to us with misinformation because of scam breeders. So when they're like, hey, is the puppy potty trained? Hey, is the, are they trained? Do they know all their basic obedience? Do they walk on a leash? Are they kennel trained, potty trained? All those things. I have to use it as an opportunity to educate and explain. There's no way I could ever potty train an 8-week-old puppy. Puppies are so situational. While I have them in a doggy door, they have an indoor and outdoor space. The foundation is being laid to potty outside and sleep inside. However, when you bring them into your home, it's a completely new situation. Puppies are highly situational. You're going to have to train them in your den, your space where they're supposed to go potty. They're not going to automatically know that. When I go to someone's house for the first time, I ask, where's your restroom? It's the same thing, essentially. You have to show the puppy, teach the puppy, reinforce the behavior over and over and over again. Kennel training is the same thing. While you could say, I've gotten a good head start, they're good here in this kennel, in this room, next to their litter mates, with this smell, with this sound, this situation, they're kennel trained. However, when they go into your house, it's a new situation, and they will have a slide back, and it's going to be up to them to kennel train correctly. Don't let them out when they're crying. All these things that we educate our clients with. And as far as spaying and neutering an 8-week-old puppy, I mean, I understand breeders are doing that so that their dogs can't be bred, but it's so detrimental to their health. So I just explain that, and I explain how my contract works on a spay and neuter. So it's just as hard as it is, and I feel like, because I'm feeling it too, like I'm a punching bag. Like we're just standing there taking shot after shot from every direction. But today I just want to remind you, if you're watching this, if you're one of my empowered badass breeders, you are here for a reason. You have your purpose. You are worthy. I hear you. I see you. We will get through this. Take this as an opportunity to educate people so that we can continue spreading our message and the truth, so that when other breeders tell them this puppy's fully potty trained at 8 weeks, little alarms will go off in their head. So it's just continuing to educate people for our puppies, because I think it just makes me so sad and disheartened that a breeder will tell a client that of an 8-week-old puppy, and they take them home and they have all these unrealistic expectations of them, and all that creates is frustration and a breakdown of that relationship. Imagine being that puppy and never being able to live up to those standards because promises were made that puppy could not do at that age, and how unfair that is. So at the end of the day, we are going to keep our focus straight, our mission straight, and that is being a voice for our puppies. The difference between an ESA, emotional support animal, a therapy dog, a facility dog, or a service dog. And when you get requests, I know I do specifically, people get these all jumbled up. They'll say, I want a therapy dog for my son. Well, that wouldn't be a therapy dog. It's either an ESA or a service dog. So I just want to break these down for you, kind of what their definition is, because you can't help them pick out the right puppy if they don't know what they want. And many times when I start this conversation and I start specifically asking, well, do you want this dog to work out in public? Do you want this dog to have trained tasks? Like, what's your vision? What's your goal? In an ideal world, I ask him, in an ideal world, what will this dog do for you or your son or whoever, right? Get that information first, so then you can help direct and guide them on what they're really looking for. An ESA, emotional support animal, can be actually any other animal other than a dog. There's really no rules, or the ADA does not cover them. They cannot go in public. They can't even. You have to talk to airlines. They're not letting them on the plane anymore because people are trying to bring like peacocks on the plane and calling them their emotional support animal. When I hear emotional support animal, to me that's a pet, typically that's going to be asked to function in a way with someone generally that has anxiety or depression. So just getting more information about what do you want from this dog? What do you need from this dog? Do you need this dog to help you get out of the house? Do you need this dog to help you manage and mitigate depression or anxiety? Because we have to pick that right puppy. Remember, we can't choose a highly tender-hearted dog for someone with high anxiety or depression, because they're like a little sponge and they take it all on themselves and they feel responsible for that. And then you have an anxious dog. Okay, so that's an ESA. Really, that's just a pet. I'm choosing a pet, but we're looking at temperament traits no different than a family with young children. For me, like, it's no different than a retired couple. So ESA. I would say the next level is then a therapy dog. If they're saying I want a therapy dog for one specific person, they don't know the terminology yet. We still have to break this down for them. A therapy dog is your pet. It has one handler, which is typically you, the owner. You have to test and meet the requirements of an organization that now insures you, tells you where to go, when to go, how long to go. So you work on a therapy dog team, and you have to pass whatever their regulations are. You use your dog to go and help others. So you go, if they have contracts with the school, with hospice, with long-term care, with the hospital, with victims advocates, wherever they have their contacts or contracts with, you work for them essentially. And they have very strict, you got to wear their shirt, you got to wear their vest, there's certain tools you can or cannot use. You work for them, you volunteer for them, and you have to meet their guidelines. So then I have to ask people, like, is that what you're wanting to do? Like, you're wanting to take your dog and help other people, and you can only, typically it's an hour at a time. It's a beautiful thing. I've done it. I have my own therapy dog team. It's amazing, but people get therapy dog confused with it's gonna therapy dog for their child or therapy dog for them. Well, what exactly do you mean? Service dog is one dog with one person. That one dog's been trained to actually manage and mitigate a disability. Typically 2 trained tasks, and there's different types of service dogs. There's medical response. There's dogs for post-traumatic stress disorder that do body blocking and deep pressure therapy. There's seeing eye dogs. Those dogs are covered under the ADA. Those dogs you'll see in public because they're able to go with their handler. Then there's a facility dog, which this is really kind of new, and we've been on the brink of really pushing this forward. A facility dog is kind of like a therapy dog, but they still have their one handler and they work just for one place specifically. So if the fire station, the hospital, the dentist office, the funeral home, whatever rules and regulations they want, it's up to them. However they want the insurance coverage and packages, up to them. The dog really kind of functions as a mascot, and a lot of schools are doing this too. So that's a facility dog. The dog works for one facility. Think of it like a mascot. All right, I hope that helps break it down. You've got to ask those questions. This question got brought up in our private group yesterday, and I have a lot to say about it, and I don't think I'll get it in under 5 minutes, but I'll do the best I can. It's about puppy evaluations. Are they accurate? Do we do them? Should we not do them? Where do we stand with that? So here's my little tiny take on it. Take it or leave it. I think puppy evaluations are very important. I think there's a lot of stable traits that we can give to clients that are really, really important, like energy level. That gets dogs rehomed so much. Assertive level, like just highly assertive dogs with not assertive people, gets dogs rehomed. Confidence level is another one. Then we look at nerve strength, sight and sound sensitivity, motivation, focus, the ability to handle inappropriate handling, like what is their comfort level, where is their bubble, really important things. But here's where it falters. Here's where it's not 100 proof. It's just not, because we're dealing with people. At the end of the day, this is just the truth. Whether it's us evaluating them, we're not as good. We haven't had enough training. We just don't have the talent to read puppies at 8 weeks old. 2, we could be doing them at the wrong time or in the wrong way. If you don't know how to do a puppy evaluation or you're doing it wrong, it's going to course skew the results, right? And 3, we're dealing with humans when they go home. That's out of our hands. And so things can happen the way they manage fear, the way they manage assertiveness, the way they manage anxiety, the way they manage energy. Do they teach the dog to be calm and focused? Do they meet their needs in order? Right? So when dealing with all of these variables, it is really difficult to say exactly what I see at day 52 is exactly the kind of dog you're going to have. That is not reality. I can say what I see at day 52. Here's a snapshot of this puppy right now, the way I take care of them, the way I meet their needs, the way I manage their anxiety or their confidence or their assertive level, the way I manage their energy, the way I manage their innate needs. Rules, boundaries, limitations, number 1. Mental and physical stimulation, number 2. Love and affection, number 3. I meet those needs in order, creating a more balanced, healthy mind. This is what I see. However, what you have in a year is also on you. It's also on the trainer you choose. So there's a lot of variables. So it's really disheartening, honestly, for me to see people be like, evaluations are no use. They're completely invalid. Nothing we see is who they are. That's not true. Puppies can give us a decent snapshot of their needs, what they're telling us they need, what kind of homes they'll be comfortable in. Will they manage little kids and inappropriate handling? Are they really laid back with handling now? What's their assertive level? What's their prey drive? You know those puppies, they show it to you. You work with your puppies every day. What level of their prey drive do they go into daily with their toys during curriculum? Which puppies are kind of the bully in the litter? Be careful placing them with other dogs in the home. So there's so much puppies can tell us. So again, 3 really big factors. Do you know how to do puppy evaluations, and are you doing them correctly? How do you manage and handle the puppy? Are you able to understand puppy language and behavior and what that could translate to? Are you able to educate your clients on what you're seeing? Sometimes it's just a communication gap between you and the clients. The words you use isn't what they perceive it to be. That's a huge issue. And then number 3, what happens to the puppies after they go home? So my goal with puppy evaluations is to give them a clean, clear snapshot as best I can. 1, to educate them on what that means and how they can manage and mitigate that to have give the puppy the best possible chance to be the best they can be. And 3, to make sure we're setting them up for success with education and support. Part of my huge goal in writing, Raising the Empowered Puppy, that you can send home with your owners to help bridge this gap. There you have it. Thanks for riding shotgun with me today. A quick and dirty under 5-minute video on my take on puppy evaluations.